Thanks for joining us on another edition of Mastering Mobility. This week we're talking about quantum rehab power chairs and specifically how to get the most out of your batteries. And for insight into this important topic, we're joined by Matt Pulowski. He is our quantum product launch manager and expert guest today. Matt, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, AJ.
When a lot of us think about charging batteries, a lot of us take it for granted. You charge them up, they power your device, no matter what that device is, and you're off and running, nothing to think about. But the fact is, if you don't maintain your batteries properly, the performance of that device will suffer. When it comes to power chairs, it doesn't matter whether it's an Edge 3 Stretto, 4 Front 2, or any other chair you might have. So the question for you, Matt, is what are some of the most important factors to keep in mind to get the most out of that battery charge?
The most important factor is to take care of the batteries on a regular basis. Now, that's not saying to charge the batteries every night, regardless if you use the chair or not. The important rule of thumb is if you use the chair for an extended period of time during the day, it's best to charge it that night. Also, don't be alarmed if the battery charge drains quickly right after you disconnect the charger and maybe drops 5 to 8% within an hour or so after. What you're burning off is a surface charge, nothing to be alarmed about. That is as perfectly fine, and it does happen. Another factor to keep in mind is to allow the charger to complete its charging cycle. I have seen consumers take their chairs, plug it into charge for maybe an hour or so, and the charge is up at 100% for maybe 20% or less. This is what's called opportunity charging. That's okay to do if you absolutely have to. We don't want anybody getting stuck. However, it's not necessarily a great charging habit. That will shorten your battery's lifespan dramatically. It is important as much as possible to allow that charger to complete the charging cycle.
So we have a charger here on our display. How important is it to use the original charger that came with the device?
It's very important to use the original charger that came with your power chair. Chargers are tested on batteries and electronics for that specific manufacturer's power chair. It's also important to use the recommended charger to maximize the battery's lifespan, or a similar model that came from that manufacturer. Another thing is what's called overcharging. So if you use a different manufacturer's charger on your power chair, the batteries would overcharge. The reason why we recommend to use ours is because there are certain safety factors that are built into that charger to prevent overcharging from happening.
So when you consider all these factors and you do maintain your batteries properly, what is the expected lifespan of these quantum batteries?
You also have to keep in mind is the quality of the batteries. On average, a set of batteries, if properly maintained, can last 1, 2, maybe even 3 years. However, if you use a lower quality battery, that can last as little as 6 months. It's important to use quality batteries from the manufacturer as much as possible.
And it's worth noting, Matt, that we maintain data as to when battery replacement requests come in, and that data indicates to us that most of our batteries are lasting well into their 3rd year of life, and rest assured, our quality, R&D, and production teams are dedicated to maintaining that figure. Matt, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks, AJ.
And we hope you will join us next time on Mastering Mobility.